What's going on, everyone? So, where's Jarred Vanderbilt, right? He was supposed to be reevaluated sometime this week or early this week. And we're already almost at the end of the week. We're already halfway through it. Today, at least at the time of recording this video, is Thursday. And we only have 2 games left in the season, right? Now, there was a report a while back from CBS Sports that talked about Gabe Vincent and Jarred Vanderbilt potentially not returning, talked about Jarred Vanderbilt not playing, that he's basically going to miss the remainder of the season. But we keep getting reports that, hey, Jarred Vanderbilt, he's going to get reevaluated. It's always been a, hey, we're not out of the woods with Jarred Vanderbilt. It's always been a, hey, we'll kind of gauge and see. Obviously, we saw the CBS report in regards to Gabe Vincent was inaccurate because Gabe Vincent is back, even though they stood by it. But the Jarred Vanderbilt part, that part was just, it was not new information. It was something that we knew. Like, hey, it's going to kind of come down towards the end, but there was this hope that, hey, he'll be back in early April. Well, now we're almost in mid-April. You got 2 games left. The Lakers are in basically life support, right? Like, you have to win these last 2 games. If you don't win these last 2 games, or even if you do win these last 2 games, you could still end up in the 9th dead seat, depending on how other things play out. But then you got to get into the playoffs by winning 2 straight games against top teams. And again, I believe that the Lakers can, right? Can the Lakers win 2 straight games and get into the playoffs? Absolutely. It's just, will they? Which Laker team will show up? Plus, with the one and done style, you see it in the NFL, you see it in March Madness. The best team doesn't always win. Right? Just team gets hot, like you saw in the Warriors game that we just had, right? The Warriors shoot 50% from 3. We might have actually won that game. But them shooting, what was it, 66% or whatever it was from 3-point range, like, you're not beating a team like that. So, the fact that that could happen in the playoffs or the play-in, it's tough. So, the thing is, at this point, is it even worth bringing Jarred Vanderbilt back at all? Right? Like, you do want Jarred Vanderbilt to get as many minutes as possible, and just kind of get his legs under him between now and the playoffs, right? Like, I don't think game 2 of the first round is the best time to bring Jarred Vanderbilt back, right? You could bring him back. I'm not saying you don't, right? But I'm saying, like, if you can bring him back now, or let's say the final game of the season, at least that gives them a game or 2, and then you got the 2 play-in games, right? You can kind of use him in those 2 play-in games, even just sparingly, little spots, little gaps, and then hopefully within those, 3 games or whatever, hopefully at some point in round 1, again, assuming you get to round 1, but you get to round 1, hopefully he can come in and kind of start hitting his stride somewhere in game 2 or 3 of that round. Or, because you saw last time, Jarred Vanderbilt, it took him, 8 games, really? I mean, to really start looking like Jarred Vanderbilt. He had a couple games where he's starting to, okay, there's the Vando we know and love, and small little hits. But it took about 7-8 games for him to really, there's Vando. There's the Vandalorian, right? And then he has 3 or 4 games and he gets hurt again. It's like, come on, man. It's like, give us a break. But I don't know. It's just, at this point, right? So, if the Lakers won, say, beat the Warriors, and they were in position for 6th, I don't know this, just thoughts that are in my head, so roll with me, but I think we'd have a little more information right now. I think that there would be conversation of, okay, Vando's coming back. He's gonna make this last push, the last 2 games against the Grizzlies and the thing, or even if it's not the Grizzly game, hey, against the Pelicans, Vando will be back, and there'd be a ton of information, or at least even if he wasn't coming back, I think that there'd be a ton of information, right? I think that there's part of the, hey, we might not even make the playoffs, so what's the point of bringing him back unless he's fully healthy 100%, because we right now could bring him back. He ends up getting hurt again, and what if he misses all of next season? Right now, you lose Jarred Vanderbilt, and for next year, because whatever, he tears something. It's just, so I think to mitigate the risk, you kind of just, hey, you know what? Keep rehabbing. We'll let you know when we're ready. Right? Even if he is kind of ready to go or he's like borderline, we're like, if the Lakers were, say, the 6th seed or they were vying for the 6th seed, right? I think that they would kind of like, hey, we have a real chance here to get into the 6th seed. We have a real chance to get that extra break, that extra rest. We could kind of use all hands on deck. Vando, do you feel like you're ready? Medical team clears them. Okay, everything's checking out. Okay, let's go. Let's get you a little light work, a couple light minutes, not too heavy. Let's not overwork you, but let's get you in this game a little bit here, right? Because we could use your defense. We could use your tenacity. We could use you doing the dirty work, the hustle plays, get us into the 6th seed. I could see something like that to where it's like, okay, we got to get Vando back ASAP. But it's like, now you bring Vando back. How big of an impact is he going to have regardless is a real question, right? Because again, he looked he wasn't bad, but he wasn't the Vando we need. Right, and him just kind of coming in and being out there and just kind of getting cardio to try to get back into shape and get back into game readiness. If you had a couple games leading into the playoffs, that's one thing. But when it's like, hey, it's basically do or die here. Like, we don't have the luxury of like trying to get guys acclimated. Like even Gabe Vincent, right? Gabe Vincent defensively has been getting after it. I love what I'm seeing from him on that side of the basketball, like the defense, and then also just him doing the dirty work, him doing the dirty plays, right? He's the one that's chasing down loose balls. He's handling, taking charges. Like, he's doing the dirty work. I love seeing that from him. But you've seen his offense has just been atrocious. Can't find the bottom of the net to save his life. It just doesn't look great out there when he's handling the ball and just kind of in a spot. So it's just with Vando comes back, it's like, so I don't know. It's really odd that, like, why not give us even like an update of like, hey, he's not coming back, right? I think, and again, it's just my thoughts, I think that they're kind of just gauging it, right? Like, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with these other teams, right? Does Sacramento lose tonight? Oh, Sacramento lost. Okay, well, maybe we should drop the news tomorrow, kind of put the feelers out, because if they lose again and we sweep the board, well then that's it. We're good, right? So it could be that they're just kind of waiting, but it's like, come on, we're all sitting on pins and needles waiting for like, dude, where's Vando? Right? It's like, are we get some? I would rather them just come out and say like, hey, he's not coming. Like, he's not coming back this year. Don't count on it. Right? Like, or he may come back for the playoffs, but he's not coming back these last 2 games. It's like they just keep straining it along, which is why I think it's kind of like a wait and see thing. I think they're trying to see, okay, like, how are we in this race? How are we in this fight? Are we, we're right there. Vando, come on, let's go. Let's try to make a push here. But if it's like, he's, we're in the position we're in now, where it's like, we could win outright and still end up 9th or 10th. And now you got 2 play-in games to get in. It's like, do you really want to run the risk of Vando coming back, right? Like, I say yes, personally. I just want to make that clear because I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Like, yeah, I mean, look, I would rather have a 20% Jarred Vanderbilt than not Jarred Vanderbilt at all, because he's going to give it 100%. He's going to bring his energy. He's going to bring his effort. However, if he's not, like, like they say, if this was a playoff game, I'd be playing, but it's a regular season game. So, I'm going to sit out just because I don't want to risk further injury. Something like that, fine, sit him. But if it's something where he's like, it's going to, like, he's good, but like it's going to take him a couple games to kind of get in the flow of things, well, bring him now. Let's go, right? Because it's like the sooner he gets right, the better chance we have of actually doing something special here. But without him, it's just tough. Again, because he just impacts the floor in so many ways. Right? His defense, the creation of turnovers, his hustle, rebounding on both sides, the offensive side, the defensive side, his ability to defend essentially 1 through 5 in some cases, right? Like, again, you don't want him defending out on Jokic, but like, if he got switched on him, you know that you could at least trust him to at least be a pest and make things difficult, right? Like, it's just, he's so versatile that it's just such value that we could use. But it's just odd, right? Like, and I just see a lot of people that are like, you know, where's Jarred Vanderbilt? Like, what's going on with Vanda? How come we haven't heard anything? So it's just strange. Maybe we'll get something. No, maybe me making this video speak it into fruition. We'll see. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Think they should even bring Jarred Vanderbilt back at this point? Do you think, like, yeah, like, bring him back because you never know? You take a couple, like, that's kind of my thing is, like, you know, I do believe the Lakers can win 2 straight games and get into the playoffs. So it's like, if we can have him and he can play a couple games, even just sparing minutes, get into the playoffs, like, I just think you should. But anyway, again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. When you enjoy these types of videos, I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.